You have got open street shops and restaurants inside. It has got a very vibrant look. People are hanging clothes. Some of the residential part on the upper floors have been converted to commercial. Very earthy tones. It is quite shaded inside. Some have seating, some have just planting, plumbing, electrical. All the services are passing through this part. There is some air conditioning. Oh, outdoor fans, sound systems, lights, air conditioning also. Who does it on the street? Street hawker stalls, which are official, marketing their boundary. 10 people can walk at the same time. Everything is so much organized. Seems like there's some activities that are organized over here. The juxtaposition of the old and the new buildings. It's air conditioned, I think. New edition of Canopies. How they've used the steel painted in the same color as the red and glass for transparency. Very active. Let's go inside. Hey guys, today I am at Chinatown. We are going to explore this very interesting building, more than 100 years old, few of them. How they have restored it, very close to in the city. They have not demolished it but retained it, and it's quite interesting how we see these spaces. So I'll be exploring this and I'll show you how this architecture is so special and unique and what we can learn from this. It's very public, very active. Okay, let's see. So this is Upper Cross Street. If we see, it's adjacent to a main road over here. Okay, this is a train station. If you see over here, like a wide walkway, and there is a 5 feet or around 2 meters of internal alleyway, which is kind of having this internal covered walkway, which is adjacent to the main walkway. Okay, we have got open street shops and restaurants inside. This is very interesting. This is like apartments which people can stay upstairs. Okay, and this is a shop on the ground floor. You can see it's an old building with timber beams. All the decoration is completely up to the owners, and you can see the vibe of the space. You have got vegetation, greenery introduced at every point. This is a hostel which is also like renovated, but still if you see, they have converted the internal walkway going upstairs, internal. Okay, but still the staircase and the accommodation or the residential part upstairs remains same. We have got the bus stop. Right now it's quite early, 10:30 in the morning. Not so much active, but it's a Saturday morning, and we can see it's even the exterior, the heritage part of the buildings are retained. You can see now the new paint work done. It has got a very vibrant look to the whole space. All the old ornamental decoration stuff is kept, and you can see new editions of these canopies which are added by the retail owners to add the seating and extend the seating out of the restaurant. Some of the residential part on the upper floors have been converted to commercial as well because of the commercial demands. But most of them are residential or even hostels or rental accommodation like Airbnb and stuff. So yeah, look at that. People are hanging clothes. This is a retail shop which is kind of offices. So you can see the alleyway is kind of becoming double height as well in some places. But I prefer the human scale which is there over here. Okay, like the arches and the human scale which we see over here feels more comfortable to walk. Very earthy tones. It is quite shaded inside, and you just feel more comfortable walking through the alleyway, and it also protects you from the harsh sunlight. and the heat that is there in Singapore. So I prefer this kind of alleyway proportions compared to this one, which is more open and it has got more sunlight passing through, even reaching the commercial spaces. Tell me what you think about this architecture and how it works well. Can it be better? I feel this is like new edition. It's not heritage. Let's see the facade. It doesn't look that old. These buildings don't look that old. Probably must be made later, after the, maybe this must be 50 years old, whereas the other ones are like 100 years old. So I don't know the exact history of each of these buildings, but from the look and feel, I feel this is made later, whereas that was made earlier. Yeah, we can see new additions of interior decoration stuff happening on the exterior, but yeah, the main identity of the residential upstairs and commercial downstairs is quite interesting, because this kind of activates the whole streetscape, where the retail part makes the street front very active. These shops are not that interesting like the ones that we saw before. So guys, this is an opposite side arcade, which basically has a similar idea of a alleyway, a covered walkway, and the retail shops over here, and outdoor stalls. But the proportion is different, you can see. That's the old style. We are now exploring how this exterior, the vibrant colors that are used. So when you see the two parts, what do you think? These are ground plus 3, this is ground plus 2. All are consistent in height, but you see there is so much ornamentation work, facade detailing that is involved over here, whereas this one is more standardized. I would say this is done later on based on the detailing and facade elements, and even the ground plus 3 effect, which is kind of making it little taller, but you can see it is less open, okay, less interactive compared to the old style. Let me know in the comments what you think about the two parts of the same street and how those interact as an architectural space and urban design. So now we are going to explore this alleyway, which is going to go between the two buildings. So you can see staff parking with dedicated parking spots, utility stuff like hot water, gas, okay, bicycle parking, air conditioning, ventilation, exhaust systems, plumbing, electrical. All the services are passing through this part. Service entries, storage, waste collection, canopies to shade the part as well. CCTV surveillance for privacy and security. We'll go across on the other side, which should be the front part of these buildings, which I have not covered yet. So let's explore that. Yeah, that's the main road. Yeah, similar style, nice 5 feet wide walkway with seating on one side. Some have seating, some have just planting and entry inside. You can see these awnings which are shading the outdoor seating areas. It's not activated yet, it's still quite early, but should be active by evening. We'll explore this space again in the evening and see how it feels like. The hot plate tables, the bar, and the restaurant. We'll explore it from the exterior. Repair works going on. So the exterior looks very same to the front part. It is less vibrant, but it is still having that detailing aspect. You can see some structural defects happening because of the old age of the building, but the look and feel is very unique, very historic, retained as much detail as possible, and some are restored with new colors and vibrant look and feel with signages, which make it even more interesting, giving a new identity to the space along with the details. And this is a very finished bar which is also open from outside. So if you see, it has got the exterior is open. People can sit on the street and explore. The TV is open right on the street. Wow. And the bar is quite open. You don't feel the boundary. Just blending in with the street, and the whole bar is kind of open to the public. It's really nice. There is some air conditioning. Oh, outdoor fans, sound systems, lights. Okay, this doesn't feel like indoor. Oh, there is an air conditioning also. Who does it on the street side? This is really unique, very creative. These are air vents.
A deflected goal from John McGinn, and we saw in that second half.
Wow, unique, very nice.
19 chances.
These are some more similar style buildings. Commercial, retail on the ground floor, residential part on the upper floor. You can see the new buildings behind, which is really modern. Like you see the old historic buildings are retained as it is, but restored and with new colors. And I think the paint job is done probably 5 years ago, like maybe done quite frequently by the retail shop owners because they want to just attract new customers. It's so nice to see shops which do not have a boundary condition, just completely open. Like you can see over here, you can just walk in directly straight inside and it's just open to the public. Some are having glazing, maybe for air conditioning purposes or privacy, sound insulation. You can see some shops are really open, like how I saw the bar and stuff. It just makes you feel like so much part of the city, the urban space, and it just blends the interior and the urban outdoor condition very nicely. So guys, I come and see this temple, which is very unique. Has so much vibrant, colorful human figures, god, deities. It looks very, very different, very unique. Didn't at all expect something like this coming across on this street. It's actually quite busy. Quite in the middle of the day also it's quite busy. The tourists and daily local visitors. I prefer to go in and see, but we'll explore the urban conditions right now. Chinatown street market, which is on the road These are all street hawker stalls which are official. These are not illegal. They have been demarcated. They are working inside their zone and it is completely open. People can just walk in, explore the space. Entrance into the temple, secondary entrance maybe. The ornamentation on this building is little bit religious. You can see the artifacts of human figures over here, whereas all others are very much floral and curved. All these are hawker stalls actually, official hawker stalls which are selling a lot of vibrant stuff and just activating this walkway. Quite interesting how it blends with the existing historic building. It has got an alleyway still and they have added these new hawker stalls in front of them. This is the 5 feet walkway which is having the outdoor seating which is officially covered, air conditioned, probably some places just fans. And these are internal shops which are completely air conditioned, enclosed. These are enclosed but there are few which will be open as well. Okay. There's some decoration stuff happening. Selfie points. Oh, there is another very interesting hawker stall over here. So you can see the whole street is so active with this kind of a vibrant look of different colors. Completely open shops which extends out on the road with proper demarcation. You cannot go beyond this boundary line. So this is how, the government has supported the local hawkers by demarcating their boundaries so they don't go haphazard, okay, while also retaining that unique character of hawker spaces, making it a very unique urban space which will not find anywhere else. Hawker stalls, I know in India, are very much haphazard, very organic, very much uncontrolled. So you can choose to add more stalls, make anything, do anything, but then that doesn't that disturbs the urban space. Like you get lesser space on the road to walk. Even the cars are moving very randomly. But over here you can see it's demarcated spaces. You have no obstructions in the walkway. Everything is so much organized. There's proper shading as well, which I can feel. The alleyway, the proportion of the two buildings across and the projections of the stalls are just making it more comfortable to walk. Whereas if the proportions were a little bit less narrow, it would be feeling much better. But I think the kind of volume of visitors in this space, I think the proportion of the alleyway is much nicer right now. Just perfect because I think around 10 people can walk at the same time along this walkway. I think these shop owners have just gone a little bit outside the boundary line, which they will have to modify or correct. But I think it's very interesting. We'll go further ahead and see what we can explore. The traditional durian. This is very special. There is these huge canopies which are covering the whole walkway. Okay, the space between the heritage buildings, and it has got a fan as well. to ventilate and provide air movement between the two buildings. Seems like there's some activities that are organized over here. Happy Dragon Boat Festival. Alleyways between the two building blocks. This space feels more comfortable, but I don't find any hawker stalls over here. Small extensions from the shop. But because of this canopy, I feel much more comfortable. The air is much more cool. And you can see how interesting is this. The juxtaposition of the old and the new buildings. That's really cool. Public activities, stalls, some kids swings. I didn't expect this thing to happen here, but definitely fun. You can see these spots. I think this is really very nice of the urban design planners to just demarcate their zones so they don't cross the boundary and disturb the public circulation. And there is equality. There is no indifference to one stall and the other stall doesn't get it or something. Serves as a landmark at the end of the street. Saturday morning, you can see this side of the street is more active than the one that we were before. Continuous walkways and the streets, the shops open, which kind of makes them walk in easily, explore the shops, and it's so nice. I think it's really wonderful. This is a very creative and unique style of architecture which is very climate driven also, which is best for Singapore. Okay, it shades from the direct sun, okay, and rain, and also has natural ventilation happening across. You can see the shops completely open. Some shop owners are closing it, maybe because of their own air conditioning purpose. Like this is a cafe, so they want to keep it more sound proof and maybe air conditioned for better customer experience. I think we are at the end of Chinatown right now. There's a big Chinese temple, very active, lot of tourists over here. All the tourists are taking photos of this temple. Oh, look at those buildings. They are going to explore them soon. We are heading towards these new buildings as well. Okay, after covering this part of the city, the Chinatown. Wow, it's air conditioned. I think it's nice and cool. New addition of canopies to the existing old building. Okay, how they've used the steel painted in the same color as the red and glass for transparency. Have that contemporary look and feel. are an addition to the old historic building. Very interesting how they've used the combination of glass, steel and the colors. It doesn't feel like it is new, but we can understand this is new. So that's pretty cool. How they have connected the roof of this with the adjacent train station, Maxwell train station. So people can walk from the temple to the train station without opening their umbrella during rain or in the sun. So nice. And we can see a lot of these vending machines on the street all across the city. I saw opposite retail stores as well. That kind of adds a lot of flexibility. Let's go inside.